How many of you? So.
Good morning, good morning, KWIR. Welcome. Good to see your faces here. I'm excited. It is Tuesday. We're gonna make it happen. What do we have up first on giveaway? Giveaway. As Emmy makes herself, as walks herself up here, has anybody not given Emmy a card? Go.
Thank you for being here. So today we're giving away a Caribou gift card, and the winner is.
Yeah. Lisa.
You were thinking about
Where is I? All right, moment of gratitude, Gratitude Tuesday. You guys know this is my favorite. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Grant.
Basketball games on Fridays.
Basketball games on Friday. He picked up a basketball hoop, a mini basketball. Some beer. And here's the thing, guys, it was so much fun. It's hard to make it out. We were having a damn good time playing basketball up there. I was trying to get some people off the street to help me out very well. But they didn't play. But we had a great time. A lot of you guys that are here were out playing with us. We're gonna make it something we do a little bit more frequently. One, it was fun, and two, really beat all of us. So now we need to come back and figure this out. But if you guys get a chance, hang out with us on Fridays. I think we're going to make it more of a consistent thing through the summer. So thanks a lot, Chad. I appreciate you, brother.
Will you continue wearing your running? That was not my idea.
Throw out in there, I won't throw it away. I like no, I just need a clock around my neck and no, but we had a ton of fun there, guys, so I appreciate that. I'm also grateful today because we had some regional things yesterday with Olivia Manson, our regional director here in the Twin Cities for KW, and I got to spend some time around some other team leaders and talk about some things that are working for them and helping their agents grow and helping focus on production in a market where there's a lot of real estate theoretical conversations. We need to get into action. And so I was grateful to spend time yesterday around people who are really focused on that. So cheers to that, you guys. I appreciate you guys very, very much. Anybody else on gratitude? All right, I have two gratitudes. Let's start with DJ and then we'll move to Kayla.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up to the KW Bilingual Connect. I think that was great, but also the staff, all the staff of KW. Thank you so much to everybody because we cleaned this place in half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour.
Thank you.
After having 100+ people here.
I wanted to thank TJ and Isaac for inviting us into that space and allowing us to help your guys' the Latino community and be an integral part in that. And we're honored. Thank you.
So much. Some of you might not know this. We launched helping out last week with Isaac and DJ as an opportunity for us to focus on a part of the community, both professionally and through real estate purchase, right? We launched KW Integrity Bilingual Connect. This is a formative group that we want to be able to focus on the ideas that we want to create a space where everybody feels like they can thrive. How many of you, just for the sake of this conversation, it's going to sound weird at first, but I hope you get it. How many of you think in English? How many of you think in Spanish? Right? There's a difference, right? And the difference is we want to create an environment where people who think in Spanish can also speak in Spanish, convey in Spanish, so that the people that are around them can grasp the concept. So the idea behind KWIBC, you guys, is to create an environment that harbors or creates more opportunity for everybody, and specifically so that people who speak Spanish don't feel less than when they're speaking Spanish, right? And that's been a conversation we've had. We want to build a thriving community, and the language that they choose is up to them. For us, it's how we service them, how we show up in the things that we do. So with Isaac and DJ on this, we got together and said, what can we do to have an impact immediately? So for those of you that don't know, this is just an environment that we're creating so that people feel comfortable here. And so that there's a conversation that we can have in developing agents that speak Spanish, that speak English, and eventually a lot of other things. For right now, we're really just focused on how can we continue to grow within the Hispanic Latino community here in the Twin Cities and provide more opportunities for them to grow. This is one of those opportunities that we got together. So thank you very much for that. That was awesome. And we're excited. If you want to know more, we're just going to continue to build out opportunities here. So guys, check that out and watch for the update on our calendar. All right, Sean. All right, next up, I have Great North in the building. Kayla, will you join?
You. Hi guys, good morning. Okay, so today I don't just want to talk to you guys, I want to make you feel feeling. So everybody close your eyes. I can see you, like arguably. What if, and just imagine this, so what if you had an easy button for title? What if you had access to the best problem solvers in the industry? What if closing appointments could be convenient and flexible? What if you realized you're not in this alone? What if you could confirm who is entitled and how they hold prior property? Fun. What if you could rest easy knowing your clients will be well taken care of? What if you could create the most accurate seller net sheet on the planet? What if every closing could be a great experience? Okay, now open your eyes. I know I'm still Kayla, but I might look like a genie. All your wishes. And those are things that you guys are gonna feel when you work with Team Mike, Team Brett, and Great North Title. We truly care about you guys. So we are doing a Title 101 after this, so I wanted to keep this kind of short. So please, guys, join us after. It's some good stuff. Brett's gonna go over different options for deeds and signing authorities and things like that. It's very valuable no matter what step you guys are in your career. So please join us for that.
Even if you've taken a Title 101 course before, this isn't Title 101. Really, it's title resources for you guys. If you don't know how to explain what a title company does to your customer, if you don't know how to understand the process of title and what we're doing in title, take this as an opportunity to be here and to listen to what they're doing, so that when you're meeting with your client, you come as a resource as opposed to somebody who's just pointing your finger, right? They're a title company over there, there's a mortgage company over there, there's an inspector over there. They're expecting more of us than pointing, right? And if you don't know, need to know exactly what they do every day in title, but you do need to have an idea of what it is, what they're doing, and why it's important. So if you don't know right now and you can't answer that question, take some time this afternoon and sit through this so that you can explain yourself to your customer. Go ahead, Tom. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite up somebody. Many of you might not understand, know that the association can sometimes be a bit of a secondary to us, but here's what it is. We're lucky to have a really strong association here in the Twin Cities, both the St. Paul Area Association, which some of our agents participate in at a high level, and the Minneapolis Association. We're lucky enough to be on the St. Paul side, and so I wanted to invite Gabe Walsh up. Gabe is the AE, the Association Executive, SPAR CEO. Well, let's give him a warm round of applause.
All right.
Brother, there you go.
I'll use this just a little bit. No, you don't want.
Trust me, you'll be fine. I peaked in middle school.
Well, good morning, everybody. Gabe Walsh, thank you for the introduction, Nick. Thank you for having me here at your office. I've been the Association Executive, Chief Executive Officer of St. Paul Area Association of Realtors since July, actually, of last year. So, in the grand scheme of things, relatively new, although in this period of change that's happening in our industry, all things that are happening, I've been here a little bit. Prior to my time here, I spent a couple of years as the AE CEO of the Lake Superior Area Realtors in Duluth, Minnesota. And prior to that role, I served as general counsel for the Iowa Association of Realtors, kind of the statewide organization in Des Moines, where in that role, very different than the management side. I was fielding calls on a daily basis from brokers around the state, helping them through statewide forums, trying to help them in complicated scenarios that arose in their transactions, managing the statewide professional standards program that we have to transition from the local level to the state level while I was in Iowa. So again, just to give you just a little tiny bit of my background, I did have a short stint in private practice of law as well prior to that. So anyway, enough about me. I am here to talk about SPAR. So this is what I would like to start with. I'm gonna click the transition here. Go ahead. Is there a clicker up here? All right, cool. You can transition. I'll give you a second. So I'm just gonna talk for a minute, but you're seeing that this slide is transitioning in real time. And what we did here is try one more time. That's all right. If you look at that slide, basically what that slide did is we asked our staff, we asked our board of directors, we asked our volunteers who were involved to come up with a number of words that sort of describe how the Fall Area Association of Realtors and what services it provided and what really it's for. You heard a lot of words in there like customer service oriented, family feel, a place where people who participate feel like they're at home. There were a lot of these good buzzwords that I think when we pulled all these words together, really got to kind of who we feel like we are as an organization. Now, as a nonprofit trade association, which SPAR is a 501c6 trade association, we exist to protect and promote the business interest of our membership. And like most 501c6 organizations, we have a volunteer board, realtors from all around our service territory that serve and set the strategic vision for the entirety of what our association does in a given year. And they do that by formulating what's called a strategic plan. We take that strategic plan and we try to put it into sort of a mission statement. As you can see, SPAR empowers and supports realtors in growing their business, creating impactful community partnerships, and advocating to protect and promote home ownership for all. We do that kind of in 4 central ways in this strategic plan. There's 4 buckets. We kind of call these the pillars. DJ on our board of directors, we talk about the pillars all the time when we're meeting as a group. And kind of everything we do falls into either communications, professionalism, professional development opportunities. It's cut off there, but community engagement. And then the 4th bucket on there is advocacy. So in some way, shape, or form, we're trying to make sure that any programs, any events, any services, any bells and whistles we give you somehow falls into one of those things. I'll talk a little more in detail on some of what those things are, but communications ranges everything from all the social media channels we have to our electronic news resources that we go out, a newsletter you get on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly educational newsletter of all of our offerings. There's also a monthly advocacy specific newsletter. So we're trying to communicate in a lot of ways, not only to our members, but we're really trying to take the good things that we do in the form of press releases to the media and really proactively tell the good and beautiful stories of what realtors are doing beyond the real estate transaction in their communities. Professionalism, again, we want to make sure we know that brokerages often have lots of great professional development opportunities internally, but we want to make sure we can try to help fill any gaps that might exist or to make sure that we're providing to our members the tools, training, and resources they need to really grow in their business, be successful, make more money, and take things to the next level. We've got tons of offerings for both credit and not for credit. Community engagement. Again, that's the aspect of not just focusing on our membership, but the idea that we also want to focus on telling really good stories to the community, forming alliances with the community at large. That includes partnering with nonprofit organizations. That means partnering with initiatives like Bilingual Connect, and we had myself and another person on our team here, making sure that we're connecting with initiatives like that, that are having a good impact on the broader marketplace, good things we can tout to the community, because I don't know if anybody's paying attention right now. There's a lot of negativity in the media, and there's a lot of negativity that's existed, especially over the past couple of years, as it relates to our profession, and specifically as it relates to realtors. So we are trying to counteract that as much as possible by showing all these great things that our members are doing every single day. And then advocacy, it's crazy that this isn't the first one, because if you ask me, like, what is absolutely central to a trade association like ours operating at its finest, it's making sure that we are your collective voice in your local units of government, and making sure that our 200 cities of these municipalities that our members are serving in, with thousands of elected officials, we want to make sure we have real strong and compelling relationships with those folks. So when they start introducing measures that impact transacting real estate, that make it more hard to close deals, that make it more hard to build affordable, accessible housing in their territories, we want to make sure that we are there as the association to be that collective voice, and sort of fight for your best interests. Go to the next slide. When you become a SPAR member, you got access to information, education, tools, opportunities, and resources to help you succeed in your business. This is a video that will play just what a few of our members said about how they feel about SPAR. Maybe. And then we don't. Okay.
I love the slide.
Yeah. I think the message of the video was just that the members, I think two of the highlights were just all the kind of things that I just alluded to. Luke Allen in that video talks a lot about advocacy and the partnerships that she was able to experience through being a part of things like Pay the Capital, where we've in the past gotten together as a collective body of realtors who've gone to the state legislature and been able to advocate for things that impact their business. And she talked a lot about how those opportunities have helped enrich her experience. There was another one of our affiliate members on there that really alluded to the fact that, unlike other organizations he participated in, he felt that when he's at SPAR, there's opportunities to get involved, that we do a really good job as an organization, kind of making it easy to get involved. And he talked about sometimes when you volunteer, you kind of have to do all the work. And it's like, I'm not going to say yes because I don't have the time. And he really alluded to the fact that, yes, you're volunteering your time. Yes, they're making some commitments, but SPAR staff makes it very easy to respect your time, but still make sure you have those opportunities to be at the table. So again, we're focused always on helping you grow your business. Again, whether we're talking about those professional development opportunities, whether we're talking about helping you to better market to your clients. For example, on this slide, I talked about how we provide cutting edge and robust compiled real estate data specific to our local marketplaces. That's helpful for us to share with like the media to tell stories, but we also believe it's really helpful to provide those tools to you, because being able to understand what's going on in the market, being able to pitch that and be the experts to your clients, again, it comes back to that central purpose of helping you grow your businesses, make more money, be more successful. Creating impactful community partnerships. A couple things we're highlighting on here. I already alluded to the fact that we're doing this. We do have some opportunities for you to get involved. I wrote one thing down here. If you're interested, so basically the story here is we provide a lot of opportunities to do community service work and make it easy for you. One of those things is going to be on April 10th. Don't have all the details. I literally wrote it really quickly as I was walking out, but there's a women's shelter that's located in St. Paul. It's a longtime women's shelter, as I understand it. They're going to be hosting a bingo type event, and our volunteers are actually going to be there as collective realtors to be able to call numbers and partner with that organization. That's gonna be on April 10th. It's on our SPAR website, on our calendar. You can register there. And, yeah, it's just one of many opportunities. But if you're looking for other opportunities, just reach out, call SPAR, say you're interested in volunteering or doing some service work. Maybe it's even the company is wanting to do something and wants to partner with us, and we're certainly willing to help make that happen. And again, as I spoke to with advocacy, we are making sure that we're connecting with lots of stakeholders all the time. We've got 12 counties, so we're dealing with all the county units of government. On top of that, we've got over 200 cities within our 12 county service area. When you start to count how many, in 200 cities, how many city council people there are, how many mayors there are, and then how many administrative staff exist that deal with private property rights, we're talking way more than 1,000 people that we're trying to stay in contact with, and leverage those relationships. And the story is, you know, I think a few pictures can say 1,000 words sometimes, but my takeaway from this slide is I think we're really, I think anybody who's been involved with SPAR can attest, I think we're a pretty fun organization to be a part of, at the same time, we do really good work. One thing that we're really proud of at SPAR, and we really lean into this, is we really feel like we offer sort of a, I almost, as somebody who grew up in a small town, really like small town feeling, customer service oriented, like family feel, like you call us, we're genuinely gonna try to go in any way, shape or form above and beyond to try to help you through the issue that you're dealing with. And if we're ever falling short on that, please let us know, because we pride ourselves on that. And we take that very seriously to be your strategic partners, because without you, without the members, we don't even, we did literally for you and to make your lives and your businesses better. So there's one more video on the slide that's probably not gonna flood. Gotta figure that out. I think it was a repetition of probably what I've already said in about, but it was a minute and 30-second clip of our leadership team, which is our president, Jennifer Livingston, our president-elect, Daniel Bickman-Felton, and our treasurer, Charlie Lefevre. Again, all three of those individuals spend hundreds of hours, thousands of hours throughout the year volunteering to lead alongside me, our organization forward. They're volunteers, they have full-time real estate businesses. But again, that's the aspect where we're really that member-driven organization. What's that? Oh, all right, cool. Well, there was, and thank you for playing that, and I would definitely encourage you to go on our website. Jennifer does a great job. There's a lot of content there that, if we had more time, I think would be great to see, but, that is a plug that we have a YouTube channel. You can go on YouTube, St. Paul Area Association Realtors on our website. We're trying to do more videos, more podcasts, really just trying to find newer and better ways to engage, with all of you and provide information to you. And just the last thing, I think this probably should have been the first slide, but again, we've got 12 counties that we're dealing with. We've got 7 committees that make up our organization that that's kind of what all the ideas is. If somebody has an idea and wants to do something, it's going to start with one of our committees, dealing with your peers, and members. They'll kind of set those expectations and ideas that'll ultimately go to the board to sort of run with. Those committees, if you're interested in getting involved in volunteering, are a diversity and inclusion committee, a community engagement committee, communications committee, affiliate committee, government affairs committee, the Metro YPN, which Young Professionals Network, Your Professionals Network. It's for people that are young in the business, young in age, young at heart. It's a very inclusive, not exclusive group that does a lot of really positive things, and a professionalism committee as well. And you can go ahead and end the slide deck. I'm just going to highlight on a few things. Actually, you know what? Pull slide deck back up. Go to the last slide that's got our social channels on there. And you can leave that up in the background for a while. Okay, slide go for a minute. But if you're looking for ways to engage with us or interact with us, it's on the screen. Just a few other things I wanted to highlight that weren't included in the slide deck. As part of our advocacy efforts, every fall in which there's an election that takes place locally, which generally is every year, with counties and cities having different schedules, we do what's called a candidate endorsement process. Kind of scares people when we say that. It's like, whoa, don't get involved in politics, but we absolutely get in politics. I think it's incumbent that we get involved in politics, not from a Republican, Democrat perspective. We really believe in the purple party. We will literally support any candidate, within reason, that is somebody that can come to us and highly vetted, that can prove to us that they really support our issues and are on the same page with us in terms of not restricting access to home ownership, in terms of not making it more complicated to develop real property, in terms of not putting unreasonable rental restrictions in place that interfere with people's investment of their private property purchase. All these kind of core values that we have that are set from time to time by our board. I would encourage anybody who's interested in this kind of stuff to reach out to me and connect with me after. We would love to have new voices in the rooms when we do these endorsements. And what you'll see is a very real estate focused process over a couple of days. And I think you'll walk away from it saying, this is super cool, this is super important. And wow, the fact that we do this work pays for my membership over and over and over again, just this alone. But until you really see that process in action, I think it's hard for that to come to life sometimes. I did leave at the back, if anybody wants to grab, I've got about 20 of them. But one of the new things that we've started doing as far as on-demand education. So if you're looking for classes that you would like outside of the traditional in-person or sort of virtual offerings, we're selling EdPass right now, where you can actually buy any 10 classes you want. You have 12 months to take them. We're advertising those for $100. They're $150 for non-members. So again, that's a benefit. What we were hearing from feedback with modernizing our education offerings. So we're adding more and more content to that on-demand learning system by the year. Yeah, there's a lot of other things I think I could say about the organization, a lot of other notes I've made. I am going to also add one thing. Has anybody heard, this was not part of the presentation slide people, because I literally had to stay in my office for another 15 minutes to study it or try to talk about this before I got here. but we just received the national announcements, which widely known in the last about 90 minutes in national real estate, national real estate media. But there was an announcement that NAR has added a new policy kind of to go side to side with the clear cooperation policy. Is everybody familiar when I say the word clear cooperation policy, what I'm talking about? There's the rule that says if you publicly market a property, you have to have it into the MLS within 1 business day, or 24 hours or whatever the local requirement is. And there's been all kinds of robust and vigorous debate, litigation, all kinds of things surrounding this policy. But what I know as of today, and I'm going to share very limited information, but there is going to be essentially a new option that can exist in the MLS, called multiple listing options for sellers, which will which will exist in conjunction with clear cooperation policy and other MLS policies to provide sellers and their agents more options and choice when marketing a property, while also supporting fair housing. Consumers will have the option to market their home as a delayed marketing exempt listing. This means a seller can instruct their listing agent to delay the marketing of their listing by other agents outside the listing firm through IDX or syndication for a period of time. And this is effective as of today, but MLSs will have basically the next 5 months to figure out locally how they're going to implement that. I called Tim Dane on my drive over here to say, hey, what can I say? What can I not say? But basically, Tim is actually nationally on a couple of high profile MLS groups. One of them that has kind of been going into this policy. I think by nature of his engagement, he hasn't been able to share everything, but I will say that I feel confident with Tim's being in that seat, that he has a lot of knowledge on what's happening. And I believe I can say that, you know, being at the executive meeting in North Star last week, it seems like they're already putting the process in place for how this is going to look. So this isn't changing anything when you walk out of the room today, but it's going to be a good thing that I'm going to pay attention to as the MLS, you know, changes this.
How's that different than withhold?
What's that?
How's that different than withhold?
Yeah, so it's a good question, and I think we could probably have an hour discussion about this. But essentially, as I understand in 15 minutes of reading this, is that essentially, like right now, if you publicly market it, you can basically only market it within your company as an office exclusive. Otherwise, it needs to go out to be shared with everybody, that type of thing. This seems like it would allow some type of decision by a seller to say, hey, we actually want our agent to be able to market this to their contacts, one-to-one, those sorts of things with other companies that do some of these marketing things. We just don't want to put it out in the internet world for everybody to see right away. And what it's looking like is that's going to be allowed to a broader extent than what it is right now. That's my reading so far. But anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. Pay attention, read up. That literally happened this morning, but more to come. Any questions for me? Other questions? Good. I have questions for you. So as one of the things, like I said, I'm on the job like 8 months or whatever it's been now, and getting here to the association, there's been a lot of things naturally that have been happening that we've been focusing on. Changes in our bylaws, all membership vote, changes in non-member access to the MLS, you know, all these sorts of things we've been working through. But one of my big goals has been to sort of get away from the grind of the office and get out and meet people. And I think you guys are kind of on the front end of what I hope to be a broader tour of getting out and meeting people where they are, their companies, talking a little bit about these things I talked about today, a little bit of an overview. But more importantly than that is really opening up a conversation. When I say that we're a member-driven organization, I don't want to BS you to just use that as lip service. Like, a member-driven association is very different than your standard corporate America, right? Like we truly treat this like, you know, yeah, we have a board to make some key decisions, but We want to go out and talk to all of you, the members, and see like, what are we doing well, where we can improve, where are we missing the mark? So I don't know, like, let's start it out. What is SPAR doing well? Like, what things do you really like that SPAR is doing that you're like, don't ever touch this. This is the best thing in the world.
Info sparks.
Info Sparks?
Advocacy.
Advocacy. Other things?
Education.
Education. How many in this room have taken a class at some point in their real estate journeys at SPAR? In person? How many have used our new on-demand platform? What have you thought so far? What's that?
You know.
Yeah. Flexibility. Yeah, absolutely. Flexibility.
I was just gonna say like, the like Zoom call, like the Zoom seminars, I really like those.
Yes, yes, and we have some of those sometimes they're classes for credit, sometimes they're non-CE credit offerings, but okay, that's good to know.
When you do the on-demand classes, do you get to keep the lessons? Do you download those, or is it just you learn it once and then?
Well, I believe the materials that you would have in class would be downloadable, and those are just like if you were in an in-person class, you'd be able to have those for your reference for the future, yeah, absolutely. No, that's all really good feedback. Gotta make one note real quick. One plug I will say about SPAR, that I think as somebody who's been involved in a few associations and is very involved nationally, I think it's somewhat unique. Don't take for granted that SPAR offers dozens of classes for CE throughout the year. And we don't charge you anything outside of your membership. It's not going to call free. It's not free. They're a benefit of what you pay for membership. But it's much more common in my experience to see even a member that all those classes some type of markup on top of the membership. So that's one thing I think is unique about SPAR that we try to do. There are some classes that we always charge a very reasonably fee for to cover our expenses. That's like our fair housing class, our agency class, our required module class. We have those in person as well as in remote capacities. And then we do charge what I think are very reasonable fees for on-demand education. But again, yes, those ones are free like other classes, but I guess how we always try to say it is, you're paying that nominal fee for the flexibility and for the do it yourself and for the convenience of being able to take these when they work on your time, not on SPAR's time. Other things we're doing well? All right, no, I appreciate that feedback. The more important question though, and the one I'm really interested in is, I'll phrase it in a couple of ways in case some of you are just too nice. The most direct question is what are we not doing? Maybe a rephrase if you want to take it a different direction is, what opportunities do you think there are for SPAR to do something that would be helpful to you, maybe that we're not taking advantage of right now? Anything that comes to mind? Things that you thought of at some point in your career is like, man, it would be really cool if we had this in our marketplace, and maybe the association could provide this.
I just want to invite everybody to visit SPAR. I mean, go and double check. It is always welcoming. The people is always trying to know you, and you start going to committees. You start seeing people there, and you're gonna feel like this office. You're gonna feel like you are at home. You know where to ask. And they are so, I mean, thank you, because the staff, all the staff, they try to know you. You stop a couple times, they will know who you are. And then it's so easy to call and say, hey, can you help me to fix this? Or how can I do X? And they will respond to you. But no, we have a great staff. I know that.
Thank you, EJ, very much. But it goes right back. I think to your point though, I don't think that we'd have great people like EJ that would want to be involved and spend so much of their volunteer time in our organization if it didn't have that positive culture. And I really think there's been a positive culture that's been developed over a long period of time. I think we're only going to grow it, to a place that's, never been imagined before. So, I'm excited for that.
They have like the magnetic numbers that you buy.
Yep.
They have just a little stick in the grass, open houses, or home for sale, and any of the riders, you can hang out their signs, you can hop in there and purchase.
Oh, that's great. One question, because this is something that we get some questions on from time to time, and cautious when I go down the rabbit hole, but there are some solutions out there in the marketplace that involve like realtor safety solutions. There are a number of companies that offer products such as being able to conduct like reverse phone number lookup to make sure you can verify who you're meeting with the property. Other features that some companies are building into their softwares that sometimes you can detect if you're outside of your location of the showing and like will raise suspicion and questions. All kinds of tools that are being built. I'm not aware of anything in any of our local associations here in the metro or the state or the MLS that's doing anything like that right now. We get an email. Sometimes we get a couple of weeks, sometimes in a month. It's definitely a point that keeps coming up that people like something like this. But is that something that people would use? Is that something that's a missing piece in the marketplace right now? Anybody here that's like,
Because we just had an agent join our team from Florida, and it's part of their board dues down there for, I forget the name of the app. But it's to like make sure people are good people.
yeah,
One of the first leads I gave them came up as a pedophile. It's kind of like, oh, I don't know how accurate that app is. But we both kind of agreed, no one's gonna go meet this person alone, and we're not bringing our children.
so these applications, the ones that I'm most familiar with, there's a few of them, but they're built upon premises of like making sure they're compliant with the law and background checks and fair credit and like all those types of things. And they're very,
Yeah, steroid.
yeah, well, it's basic, what most of them do is store all public databases. And pull that information kind of into a user-friendly way to give you just sort of an idea of who you may be meeting with at that property for the specific purpose of your safety. But
it'll also let you know if it's actually a real phone.
yeah,
I won't be with people that have burner phone numbers.
yeah,
Sorry, your phone number says you don't exist. You have an actual phone. Well, that's what I use, okay?
yeah.
It's just not working.
Yeah, no, the good news is that most of these applications that are available, you can go online and you can purchase individual subscriptions for them yourself. It's just that some associations have made to look at them from a member benefit perspective. And again, I'm not making any commitments to you that that's what we're gonna do. But as I go around and have these conversations, we're having these conversations, I'm just trying to get a temperature check of like, wow, that'd be the greatest thing ever, or yeah, I probably wouldn't use it. Okay. Anything else? Yes, I did a terrible job of not bringing in the business cards. But you can get a hold of me. All of our emails are listed on our website, but I'll give you mine right now. It's really simple. It's gwalsh, @bar.com. Otherwise, all of our emails are listed on our staff page on the website, the general phone number for the office that we answer all the time during business hours. Call there, we're trying to help you with anything we can. I just want to say, I kind of got into this all by accident. this whole realtor world. I was working in a law firm, real estate association life was not even something I knew existed, and certainly wasn't on my radar. And I happened to know somebody that was the government affairs director of the Iowa Association of Realtors that said, you know, we've got this opening for attorney, I think you'd be great at it. I think you'd be great at it. And, you know, I just kind of said, I think you got it wrong. Look, this is not my background. This is not my expertise. I don't think I'm probably the candidate you're looking for. And I don't think this is what I'm looking for. I think I had a bad day at work the next day. I said, so tell me about the realtors again. And here I am. I would have never imagined that the things I would do, I would never imagine that I'd be chairing an ad hoc committee, you know, 5 years down the road, and you know, but what keeps me coming back for this that I like so much is I think realtors, and somebody from an attorney background too, I can say this. I just think that there's such a culture with realtors that's just fun to be a part of. That's really based on, even though you come to an association, right? You have other competitors and you're trying to compete in the same marketplace and trying to get the same clients, the same business. Yes, that exists as competition in every industry. But I think what's so cool about ours is to see the collective folks come together and say, yeah, we might be, you know, competing against each other tomorrow, but today, let's cooperate with one another. We're gonna have to cooperate sometime in the future to get a transaction done. And let's learn from each other. Let's grow from each other. Let's figure out how we can do this thing called real estate better. And it's just stuck me in so much, and I love being a part of it. And I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to be in this marketplace at this association. And you just have my commitment, and I'm gonna bring it every day. I'm gonna bring it every day as much as I can, for as long as I can, to keep moving this association forward and keep trying to help you guys all grow your business to the extent we can. So we can't do it without you. I'm literally here not to lead you, not in that way, but to move forward with you and to be your strategic partner and to find ways that we can move this thing together. So thanks for the time for having me. I really, really appreciate it. If there's anything you need from us at the St. Paul Area Association of Realtors, we got your back. So thank you.
You guys might not know that Gabe didn't mention was a few years ago, the State House here in Minnesota, they were going to put a tax on sales and service. We were the first profession that was erased from that immediately. Why do you think that was? Because there's how many real estate agents in the state of Minnesota? About 22,000. And we vote, we spend money supporting candidates that support housing, and they immediately took us off. That was one. Number two, during, how many of you had your license during COVID? Without SPAR, MAR, and the Minnesota Association, many of you may not have been considered, what was the word that we were using? Yeah, you wouldn't have been. So imagine not being able to go outside of your house. Imagine that. That had nothing to do with Keller Williams. That had nothing to do with, that had everything to do with your relationship with your association. So the education is incredible, right? Check it out. The relationships are incredible. Check it out. For me, most importantly, has always been the advocacy. Why are we who we are? I believe that the code of ethics, even if you've never read it, many of you probably haven't, is the cement that holds us together. It keeps us moving forward in competition for the consumer. So, Gabe, without you guys, I don't think we could do business, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome, guys. All right, roses. You signed up for the roses. I was coming to you right now and on your head if you haven't signed up. Right? After I'll just take granted because you guys seem more afraid of him. So sign up, you guys. This is our one time of the year. No, this is our one time of year, you guys. Celebrate together. We're at you guys are feeling it's a great time. You guys saw, we have a good time, and honestly, you guys are celebrating your success. This is the party for y'all, so let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Remember, I will. I take extra. All right,
Adult only event.
yeah, this is adult only. No children. All right. Good. All right, guys, here, the staff, most of the staff is going to be at a leadership conference the rest of the day in Bloomington. So if you need anything, Linda is here. If not, send me a text, send me a text. Go out, kick some ass, go help somebody today, you guys. We appreciate you.